Before the world wakes, one of the busiest shipping lanes on Earth is already in motion. Every vessel departs on schedule, except one that never leaves its place. Nothing appears to be wrong. The engines are ready. The sea is calm. The crew is waiting. Yet every passing minute makes the silence feel more expensive. Across the terminal, work continues. But time doesn't stop for a delayed ship. Every missed minute quietly ripples through a much larger system. Somewhere beyond the bridge, a conversation has already happened. The captain has his answer, but the crew is still waiting for theirs. Some of the world's most powerful decisions are never made at sea. To understand why this ship remains here, we have to leave the harbor behind. The answer isn't hidden in today's ports. To find it, we have to travel back more than 3 centuries, to a city built on commerce and the sea. In late 17th century London, one coffee house became an unlikely meeting place where merchants, captains, and shipowners exchanged far more than conversation. Ocean voyages promised extraordinary profits, but every journey carried the risk of storms, shipwrecks, fire, or simply disappearing beyond the horizon. One investor taking all that risk was dangerous. Sharing it among many people was a far more practical idea, and a revolutionary one. Each person agreed to accept part of the risk by signing beneath the voyage description. That simple practice gave the world a new profession: the underwriter. What began around a few wooden tables grew alongside global trade, evolving into institutions that would support shipping for centuries to come. Today, that same principle of shared risk still underpins much of international shipping. But the people managing it have become far more powerful than a room full of merchants. 3 centuries after a small London coffee house changed maritime trade, its ideas live on inside institutions that most people will never visit. At first glance, this looks like an insurance company. It isn't. It's a marketplace where many independent specialists decide which risks they're willing to accept. Look closely. A modern voyage depends on far more than a ship and its crew. Behind every departure stands a network of organizations, each playing a different role. Most approvals happen quietly and routinely, but if just one critical decision remains unfinished, even the most advanced vessel can be left waiting. The difference between sailing and staying isn't always visible from the dock. Sometimes it exists only inside a chain of decisions made far beyond the harbor. But what happens when that invisible system is used not just to manage risk, but to deny access altogether? That's where our story takes an unexpected turn. The voyage was routine. Calm seas, a full cargo, and a reserved berth ahead. There was no reason to expect anything unusual. The pilot boat arrived just as it always does. The crew prepared for boarding. But this time, something no one expected happened. Minutes became hours. Other ships entered the harbor. Cranes kept moving. Business continued. Only one vessel remained outside, waiting for a welcome that never came. It wasn't the sea that stopped the journey. It wasn't the engine. It wasn't the crew. Somewhere far from the harbor, a single missing approval had quietly changed everything. But if a ship can no longer enter the system, where does it go next? Most ships follow predictable routes. But every so often, one quietly leaves the busy shipping lanes, heading toward a destination that doesn't appear on ordinary maps. Far from any port, the vessel changes course again. There are no cities ahead, no terminals, only another giant ship waiting beyond the horizon. Hundreds of miles from land, the two ships meet with remarkable precision. From above, it seems routine. Up close, it's something few people ever witness. Ship-to-ship transfers happen legally across the world. But the same techniques can also keep trade moving when traditional routes are no longer available. This hidden network is often called the shadow fleet. It doesn't replace global shipping, but it reveals how quickly new systems emerge when old ones close their doors. History doesn't stand still. As global trade changes, new routes and new partnerships begin to grow alongside the systems that shaped the last 3 centuries. Around the world, ports expand, ships become more advanced, and logistics evolve. Every new investment quietly reshapes how tomorrow's commerce will move. Trade has always adapted to change. When one path becomes more difficult, businesses search for another, keeping goods and economies moving forward. The next chapter of maritime history isn't being written by one nation or one company. It's emerging through countless decisions made across the global economy. The oceans haven't changed, but the relationships that connect them are evolving. And that raises one final question. Who will shape the next century of global trade? Every voyage begins with a destination, but every successful journey also depends on countless decisions most of us will never see. Rules, trust, finance, and cooperation rarely appear on the horizon, yet they guide global shipping as surely as any lighthouse. Behind every container is a chain of people, ports, and promises connecting distant oceans to everyday lives around the world. Ships will keep sailing, routes will evolve, new partnerships will emerge. That's how global trade has always adapted through history. The oceans belong to everyone, but the systems that connect them are constantly being written, tested, and rewritten. So the next time you see a ship crossing the horizon, ask yourself, what invisible ledger is guiding its journey? Thank you for watching The Sovereign Ledger. Please share, comment, and subscribe.